see no future. Land of the trail. But how can I die if I never live?
I'm Detective Matt Thornton. I'm here in Zion, Illinois. Been a cop here for 15 years. Today we are filming Ask a Cop Season 2. I'm super excited. No script, we're just real. We just have honest dialogue, whether it's negative or positive, about police and community and what can we do to improve and try to end on some sort of even note. We're at the legendary CJ's Donuts. Owner Kevin right here, and he's gonna show me how to make some donuts, because you know how cops love donuts.
All right, well, let's get to it. First thing, let's wash our hands.
Like my mom used to say. You guys don't need to eat this many anyway. There's a lot of out of shape cops. Hey Lois, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you. So today, welcome to Season 2 of Ask a Cop. We're gonna have a little competition today. While we dialogue. Yep.
Sounds
so you know we know each other a long time.
Yeah.
Come on, follow me. Lois was someone I met maybe 10, 12 years ago, early in my career. I remember arresting her. Like, she was the very first heroin arrest I ever made in my career. I'll never forget that, because heroin was brand new to the area. And it exploded after that. Like, it's out of control. We became friends maybe about 3 years ago. And she would always tell me to pray for her and ask me for advice. And she was really shocked that I would be friends with her. She thought maybe we'd be enemies, but she's just become a good friend. As of 7 months ago, she's got it all together. She got clean. She's got her license. She's working. And she's a miracle story. All right, Lois, we're here back in the kitchen. I've never seen this process before. I was just trained highly on it. So our competition is who can make the prettiest donuts.
Well, I think it's a little unfair. You got some direction before I did.
Yes, I got you. I'm gonna win, because I don't like to lose. So my donuts are gonna be
the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So while we do that, we're just gonna dialogue just about, like, we've known each other so many years.
Yeah.
And did you ever think that you would be like doing something
I
like
never
this
thought we would be
And
here.
This is like the most unlikely friendship that we've
developed.
Yeah, so let's get to it.
All right.
First time we met, do you remember, was there a house on Jackola?
Oh yeah, my son's father's house.
Yes.
Yeah. I can imagine. I can only imagine.
I just remember that distinctly, because everything that we've been through in our friendship, to see that it came this far. Like, it wasn't just one episode that.
No, and you know that wasn't the first time or the last time you'd been to that house either.
Yeah. But I do remember, and like we talked about this before, like being like transparent.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason why we're friends. Is because
both so open.
I don't judge anybody. I just see a broken person the same way that I am. I'm broken just like you. So what we really I wanted to say, because it's so out of control, the drugs in our city here. But you were actually the first heroin arrest I ever made in my career.
I did not know that.
Yeah, like I remember back in the day. That's what I kind of, if you didn't mind, we would talk about like how it got so out of control.
I mean, I think I couldn't tell you exactly how it happened, but I feel like, you know, it's like people that do things like that, and they're introducing. I mean, you know, somebody introduced me. You know, I don't know if you know this, but my uncle actually introduced me to heroin when I was very young. Yeah, and I used to have to drive to I remember I used to have to drive to Chicago all the time to get it, and then it was like, next thing I knew, bam, it was here in town, and it was everywhere, and people were dying. And
my favorite thing about Lois is that she's just so transparent. She understands, and like I do, like she's a sinful, broken person that needs God and needs help and needs a support system, and she's not afraid to admit that. I love that, because I'm not a big fan of phoniness. I'm broken too. Let's just be friends. I'll help you. You help me back. She actually gives me advice, and you would think that this is just a mutual friendship. Let's struggle together in the world. That's our kind of how our friendship works. First time we arrested, we just clicked. Like, I never judged you. I thought, like, man, I wish you would like
get it together.
No, just like beat this disease, and because you seem like such a sweet person. But I always prayed, like, hoping that
I would just get it together. Yeah,
literally we were going to ODs.
Do you remember when I had that really bad overdose? I was living on Jackola. It's actually a miracle that I'm alive, because I'll tell you the story. I had been clean and I relapsed, and I was at home by myself. I had dropped my son off at my mom's, and I went in the bathroom. I was going to take a bath, and I used, and after I used, I overdosed. I fell and I hit my head, and it's a miracle I'm alive. The water was running, and it was running over my face. They said the only reason I didn't drown is because I was breathing so shallow that I couldn't suck the water in.
Oh, because it slows down your respiration.
Yeah, yep.
See, there's a reason that you're still here.
Still here.
I always find I always tell everybody about what God did for me, because he saved me 5 years ago. And I've always felt that it's been so it's easier to share with like a drug addict or someone who knows that.
Because they know the struggle. Yeah.
About her story is that most touches me about Lois's story is that she should be dead. I knew the amounts of drugs that she was into. I knew the lifestyle and the danger that she faced on a daily basis, like an hourly basis. I just figured her for being one of the first ones that would be dead. And here we are this long later, and she's clean, and we're trying to like tell her story like she's a walking miracle. I remember distinctly when you were calling me, when you first started texting, Facebook, I just got on Facebook not too long ago, so you had reached out to me and always asked for you were always so open about how broken you were.
Yeah.
And that's why we kind of made this connection, and you would ask me to pray for you, and then I wouldn't hear from you, and I would always be worried.
Yeah.
Like it just made my day every time I would hear from you, because I'm just like, okay, she's still
okay.
alive,
I'm still
and
around.
You're still battling.
Yeah. I remember when you saw me and I was like homeless and here and there, and I ran into you and you gave me that gift card for some food at Piggly Wiggly, and just like you've always just been such a caring person. Like nobody cared enough. They didn't care whether I ate or whether I had a roof over my head, and you're always so open with me. I felt like it wasn't anything to be honest with you.
I'm honored that you think that.
It's true.
I could imagine what you think about police. I know that we're not going to name names, but we've had these conversations.
I really struggle with that. I feel like I wonder why, not you, but I feel like a lot of police, like, like once you've been in like looking like a lifestyle of like being a bad person, it's like nobody wants to give you a chance. They always. You remember when I called you, they thought that I robbed that 7-Eleven.
Yeah, I remember.
I was just distraught.
And it was almost like you were guilty automatically just because you were Lois.
Just because I was in that area. And
see, I can't speak
for everybody else.
Other officers, I can lead by example.
Yeah.
That's what I always try to do.
That's all you can do.
My philosophy is always, and really, I can't really say that I take credit for it. It's just that the Lord saved me, he dwells in me.
Yeah.
So really something inside of me just says treat everybody like they're made in the image of God. People who come before you.
As believers, we have a duty to love others, and to, you can't force someone into coming to God, and I feel like the best way to do it is to lead by example and
just
let Christ show his love through you.
That's always been my philosophy. Like you can sit there and you can read people's scripture and preach and yap, but if you're not really out there loving people, it really doesn't make a difference.
Amazing.
And honestly, like, I know this sounds strange, but like, you're like a hero to me.
Aww.
You really are. I learned today that Lois is, even as we speak, a lot more deep than I expected. There's so many layers to Lois, like the depth of her, the way that she sees cops, the way that she looks at the world, she's got it. And to go from where she came from now, that she's put it all together. And like I said, I look up to her as almost like she's a hero to me. So what is your basic thoughts? And you can be as transparent and honest. You're never gonna offend me with anything. What do you think about cops in general?
To be perfectly honest with you, I don't really care for them, and I think it's probably a part of because of like the lifestyle I've lived, and I've probably not really had the chance other than you to see like the best in police officers, and so I really struggle with that, to be honest with you.
I honestly, don't blame you. Part of that because, I mean, like, when do you see a positive police encounter?
Right.
Like, because of, obviously,
The lifestyle that I was living.
and just because of, I don't know, there was a reason kind of, I wouldn't say like we know that lifestyle, and we know that there's probably a good chance if we encounter you that you maybe do.
Not on anything good.
Yeah, it wouldn't be on a good note.
Yeah.
So, I mean, have you felt that they kind of picked at you?
I mean, absolutely. Like, you know, it's hard. Like, I want to ask you, like, why do you feel like police officers, like, once they have like an opinion of you being a certain way, like, you never get the opportunity to show that you're somebody different or you're new or that you're doing different things in your life? And like, I just wonder why is that, you know?
I think that's a flaw. I think the first answer to that would be natural human sin. And I think it's a flaw in the way that officers, I don't know if it's a training thing, I don't know if it's a self-righteous thing.
Yeah.
But they kind of, like, it's, you're the bad guy, so I'm going to treat you like the bad guy. And I'm the authority. And I think that's all wrong. I think that needs to be scrapped.
Yep.
And treat every situation. Obviously, if you're breaking the law, then you do what you got to do. But to single somebody out, I know exactly what you're saying.
I really don't like them. I haven't liked them. I was living on the wrong side of the law, so they were like the enemy. That, police officers are people too, and that, we all have a duty as Christians to love one another and support each other.
What's the most disrespect you've ever shown the police?
So when I was living with over on Jackola, we were both drinking and we had a fight, and he tried to put me out of the house, and I punched my fist through the glass and broke the window, so he called the police. And when they were trying to arrest me, I was drunk and belligerent, and they were just trying to calm me down. And when they went to put the cuffs on me, I was kicking, and I actually...
I remember who you kicked.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
my gosh.
Kicked him in
We're not
between
gonna
the
say
leg.
yes. We're not going to say names. Yes. You got him right in the petunias.
Yep, I did. I didn't do it on purpose. He was actually he was trying to get me to calm down, and he was lifting up on the cuffs, and I went forward, and I went to kick my foot back. And
yes, and like I said, no names, but he got, we gave him a lot of grief.
I got in a lot of trouble for that too. I got in a lot of trouble for that.
Oh, that's a great story.
Yeah.
So when was the time that you felt most disrespected by the police?
So, it's like I said, I don't want to make like a secret about like the kind of lifestyle that I was living, but being involved with the drugs, I actually had someone who was like, it's so hard. Like, I was sleeping with people for money, and I had someone come and try to pull a fake badge on me and threaten to arrest me if I didn't sleep with him. And I tried to call the police. And when I called the police, like, they're like, no, you're out here, you're doing this, you're doing that. Like, we don't believe you. They didn't believe me. They wouldn't even go look for the guy. And it just made me feel really ashamed. Like, I'm asking for help and they won't help me.
That's unacceptable to me. And that's what we talked about earlier.
Like the guy was trying to rape me. He was like trying to force me to do things I didn't want to do. And when I tried to call the police for help, they wouldn't help me. They said, like, basically I knew what I was doing, and I was asking for trouble. I was asking for exactly what I got.
I don't even really have words for that. Yeah. I'm just sorry that you endured it. I know that you're victorious now.
Yeah.
And whatever, then you're gonna be stronger.
Because of it.
From all years, and you were a walking, living example. Yeah. You could change the world. I think that cops in general judge way too much. They don't know people personally. They don't know hearts, and they don't want to look at the heart. So they take into account too much of the past instead of, let's do here and now. And recognize yourself that you're broken yourself. I think that's number one. If a cop recognizes, I struggle with some things too. It might not be breaking the law, but I do struggle, and kind of empathize. And compassion is huge. So what advice would you give to a police officer?
just bear in mind that this person is a human being. Even though maybe they're breaking the law, maybe they have to go to jail, that they're still a person, and that just that one encounter of treating somebody as a person and with respect, you don't know how much of a difference that makes for someone to treat you like you're a human being, even if you're doing wrong, to show them that compassion. It actually plants a seed, you know, of hope, and you know that things can get better and that you can change, you know.
That's so on point and so true. That's almost what I would have said exactly. Yeah. My final thoughts is I'm just super excited for the direction Lois's life is given. I'm hoping that this Ask a Cop will shed some light on and get some people some help. Like Lois is, if you're struggling with addiction, look at what she's accomplished. She's the least likely person ever that I think that I would have thought would be here. Take that as inspiration.
I have maybe a newfound respect for police that I haven't really had in the past. And I hope that people understand that, like, we're all human, we all make mistakes, you know, but just put your best foot forward every day and try to make a positive difference in the world.
Well, thanks for the dialogue, Lois. This
so
was
much.
good. It was
I've
so
been
much
looking
fun,
forward
right?
to it. Had a great time.
Thanks
for your honesty.
So now the moment of truth. We're gonna bring Kevin, the owner, in. He's gonna judge all of our donuts.
All right.
No favoritism. No police favoritism.
And just remember, we're your best customers.
Oh.
One of you can arrest me, the other one.
Yeah.
Those look nice, guys. You did good.
Thank you.
You must have a good trainer, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Looks good. I like the color. It's very nice. Let's see. I'm gonna have to go with more.
Oh,
Nicer.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
You're fired.
Life on the shoulders, I see no future. Landed the trail, but how can I die if I never live?